Hey everyone, Mr. V here, MrVeesworld, giving you another podcast series, as I always love to do, and thank you for listening in. Today I want to discuss how to become charming. Okay, how to be charming. Some of us got that down packed, and some of us have no clue how to do it. It's not a trick, it's just a state of being, and everyone loves to be charmed. It's a very nice thing when someone is being charming to you. We feel good. And the reason I'm talking about it is, as I like to talk a lot about things I'm interested in, is I don't think that my listeners have really taken that aspect in, especially when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex, which I talk about profusely, because people like it. And that's another one of your weapons. Good looks, that's great. Money, fine too. If you got a fancy car, whatever. Being confident, that's pretty much number one in my book. But right behind it, a close second to charisma, actually living right next door to that, is charm. So what is charm? Well, let's see. You can look it up in the dictionary, or I can just tell you. It's basically making another person feel good. And being likable, being a likable person with a positive attitude and being empathetic to others can come off very charming, and to get that way, it needs, you need to practice. But you're probably saying, Mr. V, yo, back it up. How do you practice being charming? One way I can suggest is learning a style for yourself of being quick-witted, having a fast wit, being able to retort or converse or come back on a topic with a point, and at that point being really deadpan right, but there's a little more to it. And I want to break it down. Learn how to smile with your eyes, okay? Learn how to smile with your eyes. Some of you may know what that means. Who could do that very well was Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, she smiled like everybody else, okay, show some teeth, smile. But she smiled with her eyes. For instance, I can smile without you seeing me right now on the radio, or excuse me, on the microphone. I can do it right now, and, I'm doing it, and you feel it. So smiling with your eyes can come across very inviting, very likable, and very charming. You put that together with having a quick wit and that little twinkle in your eye when you say whatever it is, blurb you're saying, it can come off charming. I touched on this before. Be empathetic, not sympathetic, empathetic. Those are two different things. Okay? Two different things. Having sympathy is having an understanding for someone. Okay, being empathetic or having empathy is actually feeling what the other person feels. Okay, if someone's having a bad day, hey, I know what you're going through. Oh, that must have been awful. Whatever. So on and so forth. So being empathetic helps to be charming. Helps you to become charming, rather. Also, instigate a great conversation, a really good one, and always include other people in on it. Okay, I know some of you are saying, well, it's difficult for me to talk in public or talk in a group, things of that nature, but you have to try. Okay, like I said, practice. If you don't practice, you will not get good at something. Express flattery. Don't kiss ass. But if someone's flattering you, feel that and express that you are, you feel good about it. Maybe you blush. That can be charming, especially for women. I know. Trust me, it can be very charming. So, and the opposite of that, or the converse of that, is to give flattery, and mean it. If you see a person It could be a guy. It could be an old man. It could be a woman, older woman, whatever. Hey, those pearls look so nice on you. Where did you get them? Oh, I got them at such and such and such. My husband gave them to me. Well, your husband has better taste than me, and they look great. When you see him tonight, cook him a fantastic meal. That is one hell of a man. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Excuse me. Whatever, maybe that's not the scenario. I just made that one up. But just give flattering comments to people. But the thing is, you have to mean it, and be amenable. Be open. Don't be competitive with individuals if it's not necessary, especially in a group situation. Be graceful. That's another thing. Oh my gosh, I'm coming up with so many. It's so cool. Learn grace. This is an art form unto itself. I don't think that we are practicing very much grace in these times right now because everyone's too much about themselves. This is like an old style doing things. Back in the 40s and the 50s, the actors, the actresses back in those days, if you ever see pictures of these people, they're dressed up with their fanciest of fancies, and they're so graceful about everything. Were they perfect? No, but at least they knew how to charm. They knew how to convey these elements, the old school, the old style. Every now and then when that stuff comes up, it could be very charming because it's so unusual. It's something we don't do frequently enough. And if you guys, fellas especially, if you want to get with the top tier ladies, I mean quality. I'm not talking about the trashy ones or the pole dancers, so to speak. And if you're a pole dancer, great. Good for you. We need them. We need you. We need you. But if you're not a pole dancer, maybe you're not looking for the type of guy that wants to go and patronize a place like that. Not that there's anything wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with it, except for it costs a lot of money. And I like my money in my pocket, not in somebody else's pockets. Ugh, big stretch. So, keeping this conversation alive until it ends, which is going to be in about another minute. Being charming is a lost art form, but some people want to carry the flag, carry the torch, and share that it's a great tool. It's a great weapon if you want to really call it that. I don't call it a weapon. I just call it a tool. It's a cool tool to get people to feel good. And most likely they're going to like you even more because you're that charming person. You're amenable, you're nice, not an ass kisser, okay? And you always have something positive to give to somebody else. You could live your life a little better by expressing good quality moments to people who especially could use them. The other day I walked up, here's a story real quick. I was walking down the street and I saw this middle-aged woman, and she was a street person. She was homeless, virtually homeless. She was sitting on a bench, and I stopped because these people probably have people pass by them daily, hourly, daily, just don't pay them any attention. So I thought, you know what? This person could use a little, nicety. So I looked her up and down. I found something that she actually had on her body that she was wearing that complimented her. And I said, that scarf looks really nice on you. You wear it well. And that's all I said. And man, she turned her head and looked at me, and the biggest smile came on her face. And she said thank you. Like, really said thank you. And I said, you don't have to thank me. I am thanking you. Now, that's a good example of being charming. Okay, that's what it's all about. Making others feel good and leaving them on a high note. And that's where I want to leave you. So charm, I'm from the old school, and school session is out. If you like what you heard, please make a comment. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci. From MrVeesworld. Be sure to subscribe. Pow.